Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Konveyor community meeting. Today is December 11th, and I have the agenda that has been linked in the chat. Please feel free to add yourself, and if you have any topics, please feel free to add it to the agenda or bring it up in the discussion. I don't see any new contributors, so I'm just going to jump right to the roadmap. And I see some updates from Dylan.
Yeah, if you want to just click that hyperlink there for dates. I made sure this was updated earlier today, so well, I didn't make the rows good, but the two main features that we're targeting that had enhancements associated with them for 0.9 is centralized config and the refactoring of the C# provider. So we have feature free set for the 18th, a week from today, which I'll then cut a alpha for 0.9. There's a lot of things in this release that this looks like it's a small release, but there's actually a lot of significant changes that have also gone into Contra around progress monitoring and improvements to multi-language support. So there's a lot of kind of bug improvements and stuff like that that have gone in this that don't have enhancements associated with them. But we'll cut the alpha on the 18th, and would love some feedback by then. And then again, code freeze. It's so far away just because I know we have a lot of folks not going to be here around the end of December, beginning of January. So it feels like a long window, but really it's not as big as it looks. So code freeze on the 17th of February, and then the 0.90 release will be on the 24th. Any questions? Okay, that's about it. Yep.
Thank you, Dylan. And we do have some updates regarding the upcoming sprint. Does anyone want to tackle it, or I can just go one by one?
I can take Jeff's because I know he's out, or he can't make this time slot. So on the tackle board, we are wrapping up support for centralized configuration in the UI. The backend work is complete on the API front. We're also making some changes to ensure that we're bringing C# support into the hub UI workflow, which we couldn't do before the refactor because of the requirement on Windows containers. So there's some work going on there of just improving the one, actually getting the provider able to run inside of it, and the second is support in the UI for C# because it doesn't exist today. So, and then lastly, there's been work that's going in around servicing the JDTLS logs for Java analysis. That was a change that actually went into the Java provider and the add-on that actually executes the analysis. So now in the hub workflow, you can actually get the language server logs if something goes wrong. So all of that is almost complete, but it's going to drag into next week. The main focus after that is really focusing on testing. So the centralized config work has a lot of integration kind of components, especially with the API. So big focus on testing the centralized config work, honestly. The other two are pretty good shape. That's it for tackle.
Thank you, Dylan. And next up is analyzers, Emily.
Yep, so a big focus next week or the next sprint will be getting an end test up for the centralized config work for the CLI. The work itself is now in, so we just need to get a bunch of testing done for it. I think there is still a bit of work that needs to be done around surfacing those JDTLS logs so the hub can consume those. And lastly, the last major focus for the next sprint will be fixing the rule set rules test. And I think we also want to get those enabled to run nightly as well. That's it for me.
Thank you. And next up is Kai update from Fabian.
Yep. Our focus has also been largely around centralized config. We should have pretty much all of it merged in today, hopefully, with some lingering question marks a little bit around authentication issues for the LLM proxy that we're in the process of resolving. So finishing up those last issues and then thorough testing and bug fixing is essentially what we'll focus on for the next sprint.
All right, thank you. So if anyone is interested to know more about the work that's going on, please feel free to ping in Slack or just reach out to one of us. And we do have one enhancement in the triage area. I'm just going to go ahead and open that to see what that is. Okay. Are you ready?
Oh, sorry, I linked the wrong one. Well, there's actually two open. I meant to link them both, I think. I just want to check on the LLM proxy one. I actually thought that we were like done with defining this, but I don't see anyone that's actually like approved it. So I just want to quickly check on it. And I guess Fabian, I'm asking you.
Sorry, what was that?
This LLM proxy enhancement, is this like what are we waiting for?
I think there were still some open questions on it that I was resolving through implementation that I'll follow up on and then we'll merge.
Okay, cool. Thanks. And then the contra refactor, I don't know, Emily, if you have anything you want to call out here.
Yep. So this is hopefully something that I can focus on at the start of next year. The idea is, I think right now we have a lot of logic behind the analysis subcommand. So this focuses on separating out some of that into its own subcommand. So I think a couple of the big ones will be a rules subcommand that will handle everything with rule sets, custom rules, and then a config subcommand, which has now been implemented with the centralized config work, but to further that, to handle work or settings around a provider config for analysis settings. I think those would be the big two differences. Also, yep, and lastly, a provider subcommand. So I talked to Sean a bit about this, and I think once the socket communication work gets put into Contra, we can then allow a provider subcommand that will help pull down specific providers, so somebody doesn't have to have all of the provider information to use the CLI. So I think that is mostly it. I know, like I said, I talked to Sean about this. Is there anything big I'm missing, Sean?
Nope, that is exactly how I would have described it.
Yeah. So I would appreciate some reviews on that.
Thank you, Emily. Okay, so we have two in-flight ones. I'll just go update the links later or now. I'm really bad at typing and talking because I make a lot of mistakes. Just gonna put that down before I forget. All right, I'll fix the font and everything in a bit. So please feel free to take a look at it, and if you have any thoughts, any comments, please add it. And if you have any request, file an issue for a new feature or updates or amendments, anything, please file an issue, and one of us would triage. So that's all from this section, and I just wanted to say a few things before we wrap up this meeting. One of the things is that I will work with Dylan probably once we are back, and I know we have an issue open for SIG reorg, and I know he has a lot of plans, so probably we can just circle back on that issue and close that issue out, restructure all the SIGs and whatnot. We have been doing really good with all the updates, and they have been categorized with these three things: tackle, analyzers, and Kai. So like to reflect that, we'll probably update once we are back from the holidays. And that brings to my next topic, that that is that next meeting will all be probably not available. So I'm planning on canceling that one during the holidays. So if there's anything that comes up, please feel free to ping in the Slack, but just be mindful. Most of us are out, so the replies will be definitely delayed. I could just plot something in the Slack channel as well, closer to the dates. Those are the two things from me, and I'm just gonna pause and see if anyone has anything else to add. All right, everyone. I don't have anything else, and if anything comes up, please feel free to reach out, and you know the ways where how you can reach out to us. And we'll meet you next year. Happy holidays. Bye, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone left. Never mind.
What's up?
I don't know. I was just gonna ask, what the hell are we doing with this? Like, this is crazy. 7 people joining this thing. We gotta fix this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
Our meeting's still recording, by the way.
All right. See you guys. Bye.
Later.